World War II began with the German-Russian Non-Aggression Pact and the Polish Partition Treaty as Germany and Russia had invaded Poland. The fate of Ukraine, which is a weak country located between powerful Russia to the north and the west, is similar to that of Poland at that time. Until the collapse of the Soviet Union, Russian influence extended westward to East Germany. In this way, the Soviet Union or Russia created a safe zone with satellites deep in the west. However, when the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, all the satellite countries in the safe zone dropped out and came to the western side. Several political and military experts have long predicted that Ukraine would be quite problematic as a buffer state or safety zone. Putin has wanted Ukraine to remain a buffer state between Russia and the West, so Russia will not just stand by and watch Ukraine join the West. And in former Soviet times, the border was very far west of East Germany, but now it is completely short distance. Putin feels Moscow and St. Petersburg are in a precarious situation. Putin has insisted that Belarus and Ukraine are our buffer zones and that the region should become a disarmed and pro-Russian state. However, with the advent of the Zelensky regime, it became a problem that he was firmly pro-Western and wanted to join NATO. In the 1990s, Ukraine had nuclear weapons and was the fourth largest military power in the world. Russia, the EU, and the US signed the Budapest Protocol to provide security guarantees if Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons. But Russia ignored the Budapest Protocol, which was a memorandum and not a treaty, and also ignored the EU and the US. EU countries have also been ignoring Ukraine's intention to join NATO because they have been dependent on Russia for oil and natural gas. If Russia fails in this war, Ukraine will go to the west, and if it joins NATO, Moscow and St. Petersburg will fall within the range of short-range missiles from the west. Putin miscalculated and thought that if Russia invaded Ukraine, this time the Ukrainians would eventually welcome the Russian soldiers and that the Zelensky regime would soon collapse. In Putin's opinion, Ukraine is a territory of Russia, and if it was made into a buffer state with Belarus, Russia's distance from the west would be increased by 800 to 900 kilometers, which would make it much safer. If we look at South Korea from this point of view, North Korea is above South Korea, and the northern border of North Korea is China on one side and Russia on the other side. China is now helping Russia. From China's point of view, it is a buffer country like Korea and Ukraine. If Korea becomes pro-China, China will set up a military base at the southern tip of Korea and face off against Japan and the United States. However, if North Korea collapses and US forces reach the northernmost border of China or Russia, the same situation will arise where NATO forces will face off as in Ukraine or at the border that Russia is concerned about. So from China's point of view, South Korea and North Korea are a buffer zone, but South Korea, which had previously had a pro-US and pro-Japanese regime, has been constantly working through South Korea's left-wing regime to turn pro-China and pro-North Korea. South Korea's pro-China and pro-North Korea left wings make up about 30% of all Koreans currently. However, it was predicted that the pro-China and pro-North Korea would increase to 50% if the left wing took power again in this election. Then the government or people with this inclination will continue to rally to drive out the US military. So it is only a matter of time for Korea to become a communist country if the US military leaves.